Well, I get a lot of feedback about Donald Trump and the media. The media devote too much attention to Trump, and why are we always putting him on? And then when I go to the email questions, or I go on Facebook or Twitter and see what you folks are asking about, 90% of the time it's about Trump. And that's the case with an email from Michael M. And Michael writes, I'm watching the Sunday morning program and have to comment on a representation by Howard that members of the media are doing their job. Sure, they interviewed Trump and let him demonstrate his volatile personality and light policy utterances, but the media, especially TV, have not performed the critical third function. They have not researched, organized for public comprehension, for example, put legal sentiments into common language, and then questioned Trump deeply and persistently about such specifics in his sketchy history of business deals and relationships and private party dealings with government. Why has the media's investigative responsibility been neglected with Trump? Well, Michael, I'm going to disagree with you. I've read many stories in newspapers and magazines and seen references on TV to all of Donald Trump's record, for just to tick off a few examples. There have been reporting about his past as a builder, whether or not, for example, years and years ago, the Trump Organization fought allegations or accusations about not being fair to blacks when it came to renting apartments, fought allegations about mob ties. Certainly there have been a lot of questions about how Trump made his money, about some of his ventures, the 4 bankruptcies among his casino units in Atlantic City. That's been extensively reported on. His change of position based on earlier interviews back in the 90s. He says he was a businessman trying to get along with Democrats. On the issue of abortion, for example, the way he handled the question on gay marriage. All of this has been reported and more. I myself reported 5 years ago on accusations from people who felt they didn't get their money's worth when they signed up for the course at what was called Trump University, and state attorneys general suing, and those lawsuits are ongoing. And this came up because Marco Rubio brought it up at the debate. So you go through the list, and most of what you know about Trump's history comes from the media and reporters doing good digging. What has happened is, it doesn't come up in every interview, and not every interviewer presses Trump appropriately, and there could always be more, of course. What's happened is, Trump's fans, his supporters, the people who want to vote for him, are so fiercely loyal that none of this seems to affect their support, whether it's Trump's business history, whether it's changing his position on social or other issues, or other controversies that he has gotten involved in. So I think you don't like Trump. I get that from the tone of your letter. You think the media haven't done a good enough job of holding his feet to the fire. Maybe you have a point, but the idea that we've just completely given him a pass and there's been no investigative reporting whatsoever doesn't seem to me to match what I have seen and heard and read.